For the international students who want to get the best out of their year abroad studying, you want to stick around and watch this video because we're going to be sharing tips and tricks that would help you to enjoy this journey or go through this journey better than you would have without any help. Hey fam, how are you doing today? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Toby Achidume, and here on this channel we talk about topics, tips and tricks that help us grow fearlessly to the best versions of ourselves. If you're interested in videos like this, you want to stick around, please click the subscribe button so you get notified when we have new videos up. And do not forget to give this video a thumbs up because I know you're going to enjoy it and find it as helpful as possible. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here again. I'm so excited to have you here again. I'm very sure you're going to enjoy this video as much as you've enjoyed the other ones. So this is the second episode of a 3-part series that we have been looking at since last video, and we're looking at academic success. So this is part 2 and this is targeted at international students. If you haven't seen the first part, you want to probably pause and go watch it, or watch it at the end of this one. Any way you watch it is going to be helpful to you. So please do that. I'm going to have a link in the description bar, also somewhere in this video. Okay, so for the international students that are ready for their year abroad, you have either started your year abroad or you're about to start. Anyways, this video is going to help you because there are certain things that you need to just be ready for, prepared to experience, and to just go through because you're going to a country that you are not living in. So let's get ready for this. Get a glass of your favorite drink and let's go. The first thing I'm going to say that you need to note is that you are going to be culturally shocked. There is no way about it. There is going to be a shock that comes from somewhere. You're either going to be shocked with living, you're going to be shocked with the experiences that you see, you're going to be shocked with the transport system, you're just going to be shocked. Anyway, either you're schooling in Ghana as a Nigerian or you're going all the way to Canada as a Nigerian, you're going to be shocked one way or the other. The best way for you to reduce or mitigate the shock that you're going to experience is to be ready for it. So you need to be ready to experience this shock. There are so many ways that you're going to experience this shock, and that's fine because it's going to be an opportunity for you to expand your knowledge, expand yourself and what you know about the things that are going on around the world. The moment you have embarked on a journey to study in a different country from where you're living, then you are already on a journey to expand your horizon, as they say it. So yes, you're going to be culturally shocked. So just be ready for that shock because it is going to help you to adapt and be ready for it. You don't want to have a rigid mindset. In the last video, I talked about having a mindset that helps you to accept whatever changes you need to accept and to see yourself as a growing person rather than a stagnant person. So you want to make sure that you have a mindset that helps you to absorb whatever shock that it is that you experience, because you are going to then know how to walk around it and use it to your own advantage. So point number 1, get ready to be shocked culturally. Number 2 is that, as we've said, with the cultural shock, that things are going to be different. So yes, things are going to be different. As a student, you've probably gone through an educational system that is going to be different from the one that you're going to be embarking on right now. And I know this for a fact because I've gone through 3 educational systems, and every time I experienced a new one, there was something that surprised me about it. So the educational system that you're getting into is going to be different from the one that you are coming from. It doesn't mean that one is better than or worse than, it just means that they learn differently in the new environment that you're finding yourself in. Again, it's for you to be ready to experience whatever change that comes with that. So for example, in some countries, they grade based on assignments. They grade based on how much you talk, or the response that you give to your lecturer or your professors in school. If you are coming from a Nigerian educational system, you know that every grading system is based on what you can write down in your exams or in your tests. Some other countries is based on what you can say. Some is based on what you can produce, the projects that you do, and all of those things. So as an international student, you want to be able to understand exactly the educational system that you're in. I would say that if you haven't even done any research on that, you probably want to take a few minutes to just go through whatever you need to go through, so that the shock that you experience in school is not as much as you would if you had no idea of what was going on in the educational system that you're going into. So you want to be able to adapt to the changes that you would experience in the educational system by being ready for it and not being rigid. So if you have to then talk on assignments, you know that you're not just going to be lifting from the book and dropping it into your question paper answer paper, not question paper. If it is something that you have to be more oral about, then you know that you want to be able to study different materials on what you want to talk about, so that if any question comes from whatever angle it comes from, which it definitely would, you're ready to answer. So, educational system different, culture probably different. Point number 3 is that you want to get a planner. So one of the obvious differences that I was able to notice when I started my journey as an international student is that a lot of the students of the country that I was studying in had one form of planner. So they either had a digital planner or they had like a notebook planner, which kind of made me to get into planners and see how they helped me to be a better student. And I promise you, they did help me to be a better student. And even seeing this, I kind of thought back to when we were in controlled school system. So in primary school, secondary school, we had timetables that we could work with, right? So you knew that at a particular time you were going to be having this particular subject. At home, you had timetables to that helped. At least I had timetables that I used to do school assignments and lessons and all of those things. So there was always a time frame for everything that I needed to do as a younger student at home, back in secondary school, primary school, and all of the schools that I have been to. And then you get to the point where you can now be an independent student and you think that you can just go around just using time as time approaches you and all of those things. A planner helps you to be more organized and helps you to put strategic plans in place to help you to be a better student. So as an international student, you probably want to invest in getting a good planner that helps you to manage your time properly, because coming from wherever it is that you're coming from, there are certain things that we established with point 1 and 2. There are certain things that would be different. So apart from being in class and that adding to the grades that you have, some of the things that will be added to your grades would be how much you were participating in events outside of school. So cultural events, school trips, and all of those things. You want to have a way that you can plan properly for all of these things so that you don't get carried away. Because trust me, it can be very overwhelming. Being an international student is very different from being a student at home, because the things that you do are completely different. Abroad, you probably have to participate in clubs, in school trips, in projects, in assignments, in meetings that you just get carried away with, and you forget that you're actually in school to study. So a planner would help you to be ready for all of the parts of being an international student, including the ones that you do not know. So you want to get a planner that can cater to you as a student, that you are going to be able to follow and does not overwhelm you with things that you don't need to see in it. If you would like to get a student planner, I have one available on Etsy. I'm going to have a link in the description bar, and it helps you to be a better student and use your time or manage your time better. Point number 4, you want to be smart about the job that you're going to get. So as an international student, you're probably already thinking of getting a job that is going to help you to be earning in dollars, in euros, in pounds, or whatever currency that you want to be earning in, which is good. I promise you it's going to be smart for you to get a job, but you don't want to get overwhelmed with working, because for some people getting a job is very important because they are going to be the ones that sponsors their education, and for other people it's just for splurge, right? But you want to be careful about the job that you get, in a sense that it does not affect how much time you spend into actual study, and then it affects your grades moving forward. A lot of time, one of the things that makes international students to have repeat classes or to have longer time in school is because they got carried away with working, which is understandable if that is how you're going to be catering for yourself and your well-being. But you need to be careful of how you do this so that you don't overwhelm yourself with so much work, and then you get to a point where you cannot even face the academics that you want to face. And this is not just because you're just going to be working, but also affecting your health. So you want to be very careful about that. Also, administration and school boards are not very particular about you working and why you are not doing well in school, because they have allowed you to come into their country to study. You want to make sure that you study and you get the result. If they need to take back your admission, they are going to take it back without caring on whatever excuses that you have given unto them. So you want to make sure that the excuse that you give to them is not that you're working, but you're able to focus on school properly. So my advice as an international student is that you should see the flow of school that you have right now. You want to see how effective you can be with attending classes regularly and being on top of your assignments before you add another responsibility of getting a job into it. You are going to be able to balance all of it at a particular point, but probably not in the first few weeks of coming into school. So do not be in a hurry to start working. Do not be in a hurry to start making money, whatever is the reason you want to come and start making money for. You want to make sure that you're well settled in your program and you have done everything that you need to do, and then see how well or how much time you can then invest into working or getting a job for school. I had some friends in school that were able to balance schoolwork and work, and they came out with amazing grades. But there were also people that did that and did not come out with the best grades. They had to do retakes and all of that. I don't want that to be for you. So you need to be able to balance it properly. So yes, get a job, but make sure that it doesn't affect your academics. Point number 5 is that you want to do all of the registrations that you need to do in the time frame that you have available for it. So chances are that there is a time frame allotted for all of the registrations that you need to do, and there is a consequence for you not meeting up with this. You want to make sure that you're able to do all of the things that you need to do in the time frame that you're given to do all of these things, because then you're able to be present when classes actually start and not be running around looking for what is not missing in the school. So you want to make sure that all the registrations that you need to do, all the documents that you need to submit and sign, you have done, so that you can actually register for the courses that you're interested in, and you're not registering for courses that are just left available because students haven't filled. There are numbers of students allowed for each class, and if you have a class that you actually need to take but is already filled up, you will not be allowed to take it until the next semester. So you want to avoid that by being present when it's time for you to register for all of your classes. I should also say that perception is very important as an international student. There is, like it or not, there is a way that you're going to be seen from wherever country that you're coming from. You don't want to give them the opportunity or the chance to think that you're an unserious student by being unready or being unprepared for school. You want to come ready, prepared, if not to show anybody that you are ready and prepared, just to be the person that is in the right mindset or mind frame to be ready for school. So you want to do all the things that you need to do in the time that you need to do it, because perception is very important. If one person perceives you as an unserious person, very quickly it spreads around and they see you as that, and you begin to accept that that is who you are. We don't want that for you as an international student. So you want to make sure that you're ready when you need to be ready. You show up for classes when you need to show up for classes. Your assignments are done when they need to be done. And that starts with you doing what you need to do at the start of the school year. Point number 6 is that you should study even when you don't have to study. Sounds like a very terrible idea to give or advice to give, but I'm going to say that you need to do it. Why? Because as we said in point number 2, the educational system is going to be different. So it's going to take you a while to get accustomed to it. If you're coming from, like myself, when I started my master's program, I was coming from a Nigerian educational system where all I had to do was read and be able to submit whatever it is that I was fed as my assignment or as my exam. When you get into an educational system that is completely different, then it takes you a while to get used to that kind of system. So submitting assignments became different because I'm not just now reading my school note or articles that I have been given. I also have to do research on other people's point of view on what the question or the assignment is. So you want to make sure that you are able to be on top of your game by studying even when you don't have to study, because it will get to a point where your time is not as free as you expect it to be. You would have periods where you have 5 assignments you need to turn in 1 week. You also have periods where you can only submit one. You have only 1 assignment that you can submit in the space of 2 weeks. So you want to be ready so that on the days that you don't have time to be ready, you still are ready. And the last point I'm going to say is that you should talk to people. So as an international student, a lot of things are going to surprise you, as you have established from point 1 to point 6. One of the ways that you're going to be able to curb how different it's going to be for you is that you talk to people. You network with other people. You are open to having conversations with people. You can have conversations. I think one of the interesting things about schooling outside of wherever it is that you are able to, at least for me, have conversations with your professors, your lecturers, your supervisors, even the school administrations. You can see these people and have conversations with them. If you need help, they are able to help you. Put yourself in a position where you can talk to these people. Even if you're a shy person, be ready, open to having conversations with people that can help. You can even have conversations with your classmates, with your schoolmates, with people that you see around. You can have conversations with those people. So just be the person that is open to speaking to people. If you need help, do not be afraid to ask for help. Do not be shy to ask for help. As we say, a closed mouth is a closed destiny, I think is how we said. But just open your mouth and talk to people. when there are events that include having conversations, you want to be there so that you can have conversations. If you need to ask questions about studying, study groups, all of those things, be ready to have those conversations by being a person that is open to having conversations. Talk. Yes, talk to people, talk to friends, talk to enemies. Okay, don't talk to enemies, but talk to people that can help you so that you are a better, well-rounded, balanced international student. So these are 7 points that I know would help you as an international student on this academic journey. Please let me know if you are able to use any of these points at any time. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Share with as many international students as you know, or people that are looking into being international students anytime in the future. I think it will be very helpful for them and be a better person by doing that. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, give me a comment in the comment section. Do not forget to check the description bar for information. The planner that's going to help you to be a better student is going to be linked in the description bar, and all of the information that you need to see. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Next episode, we are going to be looking at what it takes to be a perfect or almost perfect student in this academic year. I look forward to seeing you next week. Till next time, bye.